Hey students, so today we are going to discuss the topic of pronoun types. Okay, so choose between subject and object pronoun. Okay, a pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. Okay, so we will discuss subject pronoun and object pronoun. So, what is subject pronoun? Like, subject pronoun are used when the pronoun is the subject of the sentence. They are also used if they rename the subject, like I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Okay, so basically, they perform the action to the verb or are the main topic of the sentence, which is I, you, he, she, it. Okay? And object pronouns, like they receive the action of the verb or they comes right after a preposition. Words like, to, for, with, at. Okay? For example, of object pronoun is like me, you, him, her, it, us, them. They are object pronoun. Okay. For example, she lives in London. Okay. So she is a subject pronoun. She is doing the action lives. Okay. So she is a subject pronoun. We like dancing. We is doing the action like. Okay, so we is a subject pronoun. The next one is he is Peter, we like him. Yes, he is Peter, we like him. Like is a verb. The action of liking is done to him, so him is an object pronoun, is an object pronoun. Okay, my favorite singer is Madonna and I love her. Okay, so love is a verb, isn't it? So the action of loving is done to her, so her is an object pronoun. Okay, and after preposition, like please listen to him, to is a preposition, the word after it him, so him is a object pronoun. He is looking for us. For is a preposition. Okay, so the word after it is us, so us is an object pronoun. Okay, I and me. So this slide basically focus on when to use I versus me. Okay, one rule you must keep in your mind, like use I as a subject, like doing the action, like I am sleeping. Okay, and me as the object, like receiving the action. Okay, so in general, use I in the position of subject and me in the position of object in a sentence. Both I and me are pronouns that replace nouns, while I is a subject pronoun. Like we, he, she, they. Me is an object pronoun. Okay. So discuss examples. Subject he. I am Maya. I am excited about going on vacations. Pumpkin and I are going to Mauritius together. So, in these sentences, I as a subject doing the action. Like in the last sentence here, both Pumpkin and I are performing the action of going. So these are the subject pronouns. The next one is Anita wants me to call her tomorrow. These cupcakes are for Rita and me. So, Anita is doing the action like calling request. Me receives the action. Okay. And, these cupcakes are for Rita and me, like comes after the preposition for. So, it's an object pronoun. Okay. So, the next one is compound subjects and objects with I and me. Okay. Compound subject is more than one noun or pronoun joined by a conjunction that functions as a subject of a sentence or clause. Okay. So basically, it introduced compound subject like when two or more subjects are joined by word like and or nor. Okay. So, what are compound subjects? Compound subject means that more than one person or thing is doing the action. Like, you can say that my sister and I, Sarah and Alana, Trevor and Kara. Okay. So, like all subject, it is a compound subject. Either performs the action described by the verb in the predicate. Like Sarah and Alana walk. Okay. So, my sister and I. So, basically, a compound subject works together to perform the main action of the sentence. Okay. Like you can say, a fool and his money are easily parted. Okay. Time nor tide waits for no man. Okay. Okay, compound subjects and objects with personal pronouns. Okay. Always use a subject pronoun when the subject is a part of compound object. Okay, like Emma and John wrote often. Emma and he wrote often. So, in simple words, like use a subject pronoun in a compound subject is like incorrect sentence is Emma and him wrote often. This is incorrect sentence. The correct way to write is Emma and he wrote often. Okay. So the rule number 2 is always use an object pronoun when the pronoun is a part of compound direct object or compound object of a preposition. Okay. Like use an object pronoun in a compound object. Like she missed John and Emma. Is it right? Like she missed John and she? No, this is incorrect. She missed John and her because John and her receives the action. Okay? So rule number 3 is if you use the pronoun I and me in a compound subject or compound object, it is polite to put it in lost. Okay? Like Emma and I wrote often. Not you can say I and Emma. Okay? Pat wrote to Emma and me. Okay, compound subjects and object with personal pronouns. Circle the correct pronoun for each sentence. Okay, here's a practice worksheet. John and Dash have ever met. I or me? I. John and I have never met. Why? Because subject position performing the action. Okay. The next one is he or him and his parents live in England. He, because subject position performing the action of living. Okay. The next one is John writes to Anita and me because object position following the preposition to. He tells our friends and us about his life because object position receiving the action of telling. Okay. So the next one is in return we tell him, okay, and his friends about letter writing. Yes. The next one is Mrs. Liu told my friend and me, okay, about pen pals. Okay. The next one is she and Mr. Green talked about letter writing. The next one is Anita and I want to write good letters. The next one is she and I make list of ideas to include. Will my ideas interest John's friend and him? Okay. Okay. So the next one is personal pronoun and reflexive pronoun. Okay. So personal pronoun, a distinction is made when the pronoun acts as a subject of the sentence as opposed to intenses when it is used in the function of an object. Okay. So personal pronoun basically replace nouns and change form depending on whether they are the subject doing the action or the object receiving it. Like subject pronouns are like I, you, he, she, it, we, they, isn't it? So used as a main subject of the sentence. For example, I am ill. She is pretty. Okay. And object pronouns are me, you, him, her, it, us, them. Use them when the pronoun receives the action, like, can you help me, please? Give it to her. Okay, like they're basically receiving the action. And reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronouns are used when the subject and complement of a verb are the same. While reflexive verbs are common in many other languages, they are not used frequently. When necessary, the verb is followed by one of the following reflexive pronouns. Okay, so basically reflexive pronouns simple and in self, if singular, or selves, selves, which is plural. So use a reflexive pronoun when the subject doing the action and the object receiving the action are the same person or thing. Like I becomes myself, you becomes yourself, he becomes himself, she becomes herself, it becomes itself, we becomes ourselves, and they become themselves. Like I cut myself in the kitchen. Okay, so in you can see that when the subject and object doing the actions and receive the action are the same person. Okay, like I cut myself in the kitchen, I taught myself to play the guitar. Okay, so here we have activity. So choose whether the bold faced pronoun is reflexive or intensive. I found the treasure box myself. Yes, it's a reflexive pronoun, myself. Yes, it's a reflexive pronoun because I did the action to myself. Okay. The next one is you yourself should know the rules for pronoun usage. Okay, students, before completing the activity, I will give you the overview of also intensive pronoun because activity also contains some intensive pronoun. Okay, so reflexive pronouns. As I have told you that, think of a reflexive pronoun like a reflection in a mirror. Like the action done by the subject bounces back onto the subject itself. Okay, so the subject is who does the action, and the object who receives the action are the exact same person or thing. Okay, so a reflexive pronoun is necessary to complete the sentence, meaning if you remove it, the sentence becomes incomplete or lost its intended meaning. Okay, so the important point of reflexive pronoun is that a reflexive pronoun is necessary to complete the sentence, meaning if you remove it, the sentence becomes incomplete. So whereas you can see that intensive pronouns. So intensive comes from intensity, like make something stronger. An intensive pronoun is used purely for emphasizing. It highlights or draws special attention to a noun or pronoun that came right before it. Okay, so it is not necessary to the sentence. If you remove an intensive pronoun, the sentence still makes complete grammatical sense. Okay, like the queen herself gave the knight the award. Herself refers to the queen, so I think it's not needed in the sentence. Okay, so the first one is I found the treasure box myself. This is intensive because it adds emphasizes that I found it on my own without help. The remote is like if you remove myself, I found the treasure box. Like this sentence still makes sense and 100% complete. Okay, so you yourself should know the rules for pronoun usage. Yes, it is also intensive because if you remove yourself, you should know the rules for pronoun usage. Still complete. It's okay. So the next one is when Jeremy found his wallet. He bought himself an ice cream. Yes, reflexive. Like the action of buying bounces back to Jeremy. Like he's both the person buying and the person receiving the ice cream. Okay. The next one is the Mayor himself gave me this award. It is intensive because if you remove himself, it still make complete sense. Okay. The next one is my sister bought herself a birthday present. It is reflexive. Like, the action reflects back to the subject. My sister performed the buying action and she received the present. Okay. So the next one is relative pronoun. Okay, a relative pronoun connects a clause or phrase to a noun or pronoun in a sentence. Like it provides you extra information about a person, thing, place, time, or reasons without starting a whole new sentence. Okay, so you can say that relative pronouns are who, which, that, whom, whose, where, who. Okay, so who versus which. Look at this. Okay. You know, who is used for people, who refers to people, who is used for people. Like the book is about a girl who runs away from home. Okay. Because a girl is a person, so we use who, which refers to thing or animals. Like used for things or animals. Like where is the cheese which was in the fridge? Like cheese is a thing, so we use which. Okay. And whose refers to possession. Like I have a friend whose mother is a fashion designer. Okay. And the next one is that. This one. Okay. So in casual everyday English, that can replace both who and which. Like who is for people and which is for things. Like with people, the book is about a girl that runs away from home. Okay. And with things, like where is the cheese that was in the fridge? Okay. So the next one is home, which is this. I forget to it. Okay. Home is used when referring to people, but specifically as an object of a verb or prepositions, like rather than the main subject. It is mostly used in formal writing or speaking, like to whom am I speaking? The person whom you are trying to reach is not available. Okay, so you are the subject doing the reaching, and the person is the object receiving the action. Okay, and the next one is where. Like use where to connect a place to more description, like use for location, addresses, or physical spot. Like this is the store where I bought that dress. Okay, the next one is when. Like you can say that the example, like the year when we graduate. Okay, like it basically shows the time. And why is basically used for reasons, like the reasons why I called you. Okay, here we have some activity of relative pronouns. Okay, so first five I will do for you, and the rest is your homework. Okay, so Mr. Richard dash is a taxi driver, lives here. Mr. Richard, who is a taxi driver, lives here. Because Mr. Richard is a person acting as a subject. Okay. This is a bank dash I was robbed. This is a bank where I was robbed. Okay. Like the bank refers to a place where an event happened. Next one is we often visit our grandma in Norwich dash is in East Anglia. Which, okay, because Norwich is a place that being described in a non-defining clause. This car dash driving is a young man is from Germany. whose. Okay, this car whose driver is a young man is from Germany. Where did you do with the money that your mother gave you? Okay, and the next one is this is a girl who comes from Spain. Okay,